I can't believe I'm already a decade out of college. Receiving this save the day card made me pause and reflect on my post graduation goals, and I realized just how far my life diverged from those initial plans. In many ways, I'm trailing behind where I thought I'd be by now. But truthfully, I don't consider that a bad thing anymore. And if you find yourself in a similar position, you shouldn't either. Just hear me out. Like many, I've felt an overwhelming pressure since high school to figure out my life. Society imposes certain expectations, dictating where we should be at specific points in our lives. We're pressured to create a concrete plan for our future right out of high school and are bombarded with advice from well-intended people on what path to follow, often forsaking our dreams for safer, more predictable routes. By the time we graduate college, we're expected to have a solid lifelong career plan and to secure a job in our field while juggling other adult responsibilities. As our 20s wane, the pressure to have life figured out intensifies even more. We start comparing ourselves to our peers who seem to have it all together and feeling like we are behind in life. The also-famous quarter-life crisis hits us like a ton of bricks, causing us to question our decisions and path in life. I vividly recall the stress and anxiety that had me in a chokehold in my late 20s when I realized life hadn't unfolded as I expected and I was far from having it all together. And even the parts I thought I had figured out were now falling apart, and I was going through a divorce and having to sell my condo. Basically, I felt like I was failing at adulting. Another huge contributor to that stress was my discontentment with my job. I started working when I was 15 and I had had many jobs by that point, but none of them were things I actually wanted to do, but rather ways to make money to survive. And my corporate job felt like it was slowly sucking the life out of me, which is something I'm sure many can relate to. I'm now in my 30s and still don't have life all figured out, but I am pursuing things that bring me joy, and that has made all the difference. What I've come to understand is that no one has life entirely figured out, and that's okay. Someone might excel in one area in life while floundering in another, but we rarely see beyond the carefully curated facade of social media nowadays. We fall into the trap of comparing our behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel. But we are unique individuals on our own different journeys, so we can't compare ourselves to others even if they are on similar paths. Instead of fixating where others are, we should celebrate how far we've come and how much we've grown. Honestly, anyone who says they have life all figured out is probably lying to themselves. You see, the illusion of having life figured out poses a fundamental problem. It leaves no room for the one constant in life, which is change. We evolve and grow with time, and our priorities and interests shift accordingly. How can we be expected to stick to one career path, for example, when our passions evolve or our fulfillment lies elsewhere? Life is an experiment, a journey with trials and errors without a predetermined script. It's completely fine to not have your whole life mapped out and to just figure it out as you go along. Uncertainty is part of the journey, so embrace the uncertainty, for within it lies the magic of possibility. Each challenge we face serves as a catalyst for personal growth and development. Without them, our evolution as individuals would be stunted. There's beauty in allowing ourselves to adapt and grow organically, but we can only do that if we actually live our lives. So pursue your dreams wholeheartedly. Find new hobbies. Take that class you've always been interested in. Step out of your comfort zone and do something that scares you at least a little bit. Through exploring the things we are curious about, we have the chance to stumble upon something that ignites our passion and makes us feel like we are truly living. Whether you're 25, 55, or 80, it's never too late to pursue your passions or to start over again. Time is an illusion anyway, so take risks, embrace adventure, and redefine success on your own terms. While we do need to consider the future in order to shape it, excessive worry about what's to come can prevent us from fully enjoying the present moment. Most of us who get stuck trying to figure out our lives are living too much in our heads and not enough out there in the real world. The not knowing is what makes life interesting because when nothing is certain, anything is possible. If you knew you would always make the shot when playing basketball, for example, you would very soon become bored of the game. But the possibility of scoring or missing is what makes it fun. So instead of feeling pressured to choose one path and stick to it indefinitely, why not embrace the idea of exploring various interests? It's okay to try different fields even multiple times throughout your life to discover what truly resonates with you. At any moment, we hold the power to pivot our paths. It might be daunting, but with each step forward, we're crafting a future filled with greater joy and purpose. So for those of you who may be going through a quarter or midlife crisis, remember this. Life isn't about reaching a destination. It's about savoring the journey, one detour at a time.